Okay, so we'll look at Dying Light, the following DLC, and the Enhanced Edition. So following the release of what Techland is calling more than a simple Game of the Year addition to Dying Light, I wanted to see if they had addressed any issues that had been present in the original release. And seeing as the Enhanced Edition is the only version available now, I hoped that they hadn't broken anything for 21x9 users. So before we start, I have a big issue to first deal with. It is unplayable at 3440 by 1440. The first time I loaded up, I had the screen flicker a lot, but it calmed down once I had gotten through the initial loading screen and hit the main menu. But once I had tried to load up a game, I hit the first problem. After loading is done, you have to click a button to enter the world, but the screen at this point goes black and you're left listening to the music and staring at nothing. And it took a while for me to work out what was happening. The game hadn't crashed, it just simply wasn't showing anything on screen. Then issues continued when, about 10 minutes later after playing a bit, the screen suddenly went black and I couldn't get it to come back, and so had to hit Alt F4, just kill the game. The second time round, I played it in windowed mode and that ran fine, but without a borderless windowed mode, I don't like playing games like this, so I tried going back to full screen, only to have the game instantly go black again, and stay that way from then on. So I had to resort to playing at 1080p, which is annoying, and I hope this is an issue that can be rectified, or at least someone can explain why it's happening, as I couldn't find a reason anywhere online. I do have the latest Nvidia drivers, etc., so I'm seriously stumped. Anyway, the gameplay like the original all works at 21x9. Any new animations, driving the car, etc. all fit correctly in the ultra-wide view. However, the HUD still is stuck at 16x9, which is annoying, and the same goes for the in-game menus. The main menu is 21x9, with HUD elements again stuck all at their original 16x9 position, and the same goes for the loading screens. The main cutscenes are also 16x9 with black bars. There's a lot of 16x9 stuff in this. But the in-game cutscenes where you're just chatting to people briefly, these are 21x9, which is nice. Really, for me, the difference between the Enhanced Edition and the original is the performance. I found they have done a good job dealing with the performance issues that I had in the first, where I found it a lot harder to maintain a steady FPS, with sudden stuttering being rife and simply just general GPU demand forcing lower FPS. But now can get a steady 95 FPS in the majority of the game at the highest settings on a GTX 980 Ti at 1080p. I do have a big problem with the huge pop-in though with this game. Even at higher settings with the largest view distance, the pop-in is unbelievably noticeable, and it affects everything, objects, lighting, textures. It's very annoying, and it was something that was in the original, and they've clearly not done anything for it. Now, on the point of FPS drops from the first game, when fighting in this version, I did find I got sudden huge FPS drops occurring briefly, and it's painful even if they are just momentary. So I dropped view distance to about 60%, and that seemed to smoothen everything out. But then this caused the pop-in problem to get even worse, but you don't have a choice. Now, in this Enhanced Edition, they stated they added in 100 new animations, better AI, improved sounds, but honestly I didn't really notice anything really new. But as I say, graphically it does run better than it did in the original, even if at 3440 by 1440 it is broken. Now, playing the following DLC, I cannot deny it is really good fun driving, a real adrenaline rush. I wouldn't have bothered buying extra DLC for this game if I didn't have the driving, as really I had done all the parkour I wanted to in the base game. But as I say, it is a real blast and changes up the formula enough to keep me interested, even if the story and missions aren't anything massively compelling. The story was never going to be the reason you're playing this game in the first place anyway. But after having a few months away from zombie killing, I am enjoying being back, even for a little bit. Anyway, I hope that gives you some information on how the game runs at 21x9. Give this video a like if you found it helpful, and subscribe for future info. For any other games at 21x9, head over to my channel. Hopefully I've covered it. If I haven't, then leave a comment down below and I'll try and cover it. See you later.